welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back to the channel, because that derby right there, it was exhausting. From minute 1 to minute 96, so much happened. It was intense, it was fierce inside that stadium, and it really did have the feel of two teams who quite simply hated each other. And right the way through the game, there was battles, there was moments that went either way, and we were moments away, seconds away from losing it. From losing to Espanyol. We couldn't let that happen. We could not allow that to happen. And that's why, even though, in the end, we have dropped points today, we haven't followed up in the way that personally I would have wanted to after that Atletico win, but still, as that Luuk de Jong header went in, we all went wild. Because this right here, it's a huge point. And not only that, but we denied Espanyol a famous win. And what's not to like about that? Because, of course, in terms of the starting lineup from Xavi, there was only one change from the team that did beat Atletico Madrid 1 week ago, and it was the suspended Dani Alves, who did make way, of course, Dest replacing him on that right-hand side. And I did think, to be honest, we started the game absolutely brilliantly. It was an electric start from Barça, because inside 2 minutes of play, it was Adama Traore who was trying to make things happen on that right-hand side. There was a wayward ball, and in the end, Busquets retrieves it, plays it out there to Jordi Alba, who puts in a brilliant cross there. I think Ferran Torres occupying defenders again in that central position, and Pedri, he just sneaks round the back. He makes a brilliant run there in behind, just prods it home. Really fine finish, and Barça with a massive lead early on in the fierce atmosphere that was today in this Catalan derby. And I think throughout the first half we saw Barça pressing really well, really high, and actually both teams were really trying to get in the faces of each other. You can see here Pedri winning the ball high up the field, and Jordi Alba as well later on in the half, winning it in a great area. But there, I can't believe he chose to go back round the outside. He could have there had a straight route to goal, but Alba just going outside. But you can see the intent from Barça, and clearly determined to win that ball back high up the field. And there were more chances. Barça, for me, in that first half, did have half chances, opportunities there where we could have gone further ahead in the game. And I think if we'd have got that second goal, it would have killed it. It would have absolutely sucked all of the life out of that Espanyol crowd. But we couldn't quite get that goal. We couldn't quite get ourselves further ahead in the game. Adama Traore with that volley there, and also Ferran Torres with a header going across goal that went just over the crossbar. And of course, in typical Barcelona style, we had to concede a goal. When things were looking bright, when things were looking positive, when we were really building momentum in a game, we shoot ourselves in the foot. And you've got to say that on one hand, this is a stunning goal. You can see here, just laid back the Sergi Darder. He whips it there. Brilliant pace on the ball. All of the accuracy that you would want. Past Marc-Andre ter Stegen. I know some people will say, could ter Stegen have done better? Could he have saved that? We're always asking questions of goalkeepers, but I don't think really you can look at ter Stegen in that instance. The only thing I'd say about him is that in the build-up to that goal, he was the one who originally gave the ball away, but there was nothing at all that he could do from that stunning Darder finish. And I think at half-time, we were all thinking that, okay, Barça started the game well, we got a foot in the game. I think Gavi was playing brilliantly on that left-hand side. He was running circles around Alex Vidal, but I think we were just missing that finishing touch that we've said all season long. We're looking for that moment, but we certainly had enough, and we knew that we had enough coming into that second half to get ourselves ahead again. But I think at half-time, coming back out then for that second half, there was already a huge moment in this game, because as you can see here, Ronald Araujo did not come back out for the second half. He had a lot of strapping there and some ice on his leg, a heavy challenge that he suffered in that first half, and on in his place came Eric Garcia, and it's safe to say he didn't have a good game. But before that Eric Garcia moment, again, I think we were unlucky. And I really do, because I think this goal is such a good one from Barça, and especially from Gavi. The way here, you can see he robs the ball from Espanyol's defence there right in front of goal. He manoeuvres himself so well in those tight spaces, and the composure here on the finish. He has one look up, just places it past Diego Lopez, and a wonderful moment it was. He was kissing the Barça badge, running towards the crowd. It was absolutely incredible. But ruled offside, because in the build-up to that goal, the ball accidentally hits Frenkie de Jong. He's the one that's called offside there. He doesn't mean to get in the way of it. He doesn't even realise the ball is coming his way. It deflects the way of Espanyol, but in the end, VAR rules the goal out. And again, it's a game-changing moment because Barça had these opportunities. They had these moments whereby it could have been very different. But in order to keep that pressure on, in order to still get through these games, you have to be tight at the back. You cannot allow, then, Espanyol to get a silly goal. And that's what we do. Because this right here shouldn't be a goal. You do not allow, in that position, one pass to cut you open. But look at that line, because you've got a good shape. Most of that back line there is in a good structure. They're very much aware of their surroundings. They're keeping that smart offside trap. But Eric Garcia either doesn't step up, he doesn't then join in and actually be on the same line as the rest of his teammates, or he's just relaxed because he doesn't even know that Raul de Tomas is behind him. And I think he's just walking out. He's in no rush, he's very, very calm, he doesn't think there's any danger on. But one ball here in behind, Raul de Tomas is there. He's in off the back of Eric Garcia, who's played him on side. And it's a great finish. And in that instance, in that one split second, we've gone from putting the pressure on, we've gone from nearly leading the game 2-1, to all of a sudden, we're losing. In the derby, in this kind of atmosphere. And I've got to be honest, guys, when that goal went in, I felt sick. I really did. Honestly, I felt absolutely lifeless because I was thinking here, we played so well against Atleti. We come into this game, all we wanted was to back that up. Xavi, of course, tried to change things. Aubameyang came on, Frenkie went off, Nico went off for Gavi, Dembele came on, made his return to the first team, and Barca were desperately looking for something, some sort of injection. You had Adama on one side, you had Dembele on the other. We were putting the pressure on Espanyol, but you knew that as soon as they went ahead, they were going to waste time. They were going to roll around on the floor for every challenge. They were going to take an aid for throw-ins and free kicks. They were going to try and kick us when they could. And it was that kind of game. It just felt as though we'd missed our chance. We had opportunities. The luck didn't go our way. We shot ourselves in the foot. And it seemed like that was it. The game was done. And I honestly was losing hope. But then, finally, Luuk de Jong came on, and I actually think that Luuk should have come on much sooner in this game, because if you saw the way the game was playing out, Adama was putting some beautiful crosses into the area. You had Dembele on, who was also then joining in with the crosses, and we were putting some very, very dangerous balls into the middle. Now today, I don't think Ferran had the kind of impact he did against Atletico Madrid down the middle. They actually seemed to bully Ferran today. They were able to deal with him with those high balls, but Luuk de Jong, very different proposition. He came on there, heading into the extra time, heading into the 6 added minutes of this game, and then, suddenly, there was a chance. But even then, like I say, Espanyol were trying to take every single stoppage in the game. They were trying to wind Barca up. They were trying to distract us from trying to get that equalising goal. And actually, they did distract one of our players because Gerard Piqué got himself involved in an exchange here with the Espanyol player. Clearly, he was riled up. He was trying to wind him up. And in the end, they come face to face. The referee sends both of them off. That's a massive problem, by the way, for us. In our next game now against Valencia, no Dani Alves, potentially no Araujo. You've got Gerard Piqué now suspended. Massive issue. Really, really unnecessary. And I think wrong red card there to pick up. But let's focus on that winning moment. Because when De Jong came on, I actually tweeted, not to blow my own trumpet here, but I did say, Adama Traore cross, Luuk de Jong header, because it was set up perfectly. It was set up in that way to make it happen, and with just seconds to go in the game, it did happen. It very much did, with Adama on the right-hand side. And I love this ball in, because actually there, he's in quite a deep position. That is a really good, it's got to be an accurate but pacey cross there into the area. He whips it in, as he had been doing all game long, only this time, Luuk de Jong, the man of the moment, as he has been for many, many games in our season. He arrives in the right place, at the right time, bullet header, Diego Lopez can't keep it out, and the Espanyol fans cover their eyes in horror as Barca level the game with seconds to go. And I think in the grand scheme of things, guys, I'm not overly happy with just picking up a point here. I'm not really bothered in celebrating drawing this game because this was one that we wanted to win. But look what that point does. It does take us there, back into the top 4 ahead of Atletico Madrid. Yes, you could see this as 2 points lost, but also it's one we've gained. We had to come away from this game with something. It's not the performance that I wanted, it's not the result that I wanted, but given the circumstances, given the way the game was going, I will take a point here. I will move on now to the next game, and I will hope that actually we look at many of the things in this game and find a way to do better. But at the end of the day, this was always going to be a derby game, a one-off kind of game. Form goes out the window. It is tough. It can be difficult in that atmosphere. And somehow, we've got a point. We've got a Luuk de Jong goal, an equaliser, assisted by Adama Traore. And like I say, today, and today only, I'll take it. So of course, guys, what I would really like to know from you is how you are feeling after that kind of display, that kind of game. It was exhilarating in many, many different ways right throughout the game. You didn't really know how you were supposed to be feeling. One moment we were doing well, things were good, we can be happy, we can celebrate. The next moment, we're on the floor. It's all getting away from us. That is why here, in the end, I'll take that point and just get out of that stadium and hopefully not have to go back for some time. Let me know all those thoughts down below, guys. Of course, I will be seeing you soon. And also tomorrow on More Talk FCB, I will be previewing PSG against Real Madrid, along with plenty more, of course, coming on both channels throughout next week. Thanks as always for your support and for joining me here tonight. We've just about got there and saved ourselves from humiliation. And until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.